I leave my phone in the pew. It is such a small mistake that it barely feels like one. A soft pad of empty pockets, a quick look at my hands, the tiny flash of annoyance that I have to turn around. Midnight has already settled into the countryside like a lid, heavy and airless. The church is one of those rural places that looks polite in daylight and wrong at night. White siding, a short steeple, a gravel drive that crunches too loud. The parking lot is wide for how few people ever use it. A rectangle of worn asphalt that smells faintly of tar and pine. The building is dark now. The service ended hours ago. I had stayed late to help stack chairs and sweep, and then stayed later because the pastor wanted to talk about my mother, and then stayed even later because I could not shake the feeling that I had forgotten something. Now, I know what it is. My car sits alone near the far end of the lot, angled beneath a light pole that flickers like it is trying to remember its job. Beyond the lot is a line of trees, black and tight together. On the other side of the church is an open field that looks like nothing in the dark, just a flat void. I turn back toward the church doors. The key in my hand feels cold enough to hurt. The front entrance is locked. Of course it is. I had pulled it shut behind me. That is another small thing I do without thinking, a habit from years of locking up my mother's house. I try the handle anyway. It does not give. A side door then. I circle along the building, my shoes scraping gravel. A moth taps itself against the light over the side entrance. That door is locked too. I stand there with my breath fogging, staring at my own reflection in the small window pane beside the handle. My face looks pale and stretched, like it is printed on paper. I should go home. The phone can wait until morning. Someone will find it. The pastor will call. But my wallet is in the phone case. My license, my debit card, the old photo of my mother I keep folded until the creases are white. I try the back door by the fellowship hall. But I am about to give up when the light pole above the lot clicks. The bulb steadies for a moment. The church lot brightens just enough that I can see the other cars. There are more cars than there should be. They were not here when I left. I would have noticed. This place is empty at midnight, always. Now vehicles sit in rows like they have been waiting. A minivan with a cracked taillight, a silver sedan with a sunshade in the windshield, a pickup with a dented door. They look ordinary, but their presence makes my stomach tighten. I cannot remember hearing engines. I cannot remember headlights. I walk a few steps toward them, trying to make sense of it. My breath sounds loud. Then the first alarm triggers. A sharp whoop 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 cuts the air, clean and modern. It comes from the silver sedan. Before my mind can even label it, a second alarm joins, then a third, each one spaced like a metronome. 1, 2, 3, 4. Each alarm is different in tone, but they start in a perfect pattern, like someone is pressing invisible buttons in time. I stop moving. I listen. The pattern repeats. Not random, not a wave of panic. It is controlled. Whoop whoop whoop. Beep beep beep. A high-pitched chirp that stutters. A low honk that pulses. Then silence for exactly 2 seconds. Then it starts again from the beginning. My skin prickles under my jacket. I feel watched. The field beyond the church is a black sheet. The trees look like a wall. I take my keys out and hit the lock button on my fob, more out of instinct than anything. My own car answers with a chirp. The moment it does, every alarm stops. The sudden silence is worse than the noise. It presses on my ears. It makes the distant insects sound too close. I hold the fob in front of me like it is proof of something. Then, as if I have stepped on a line, the alarms all start again. Not at once. In the same sequence. The same spacing. The same 2 seconds of dead quiet before the loop begins again. My mouth goes dry. I turn slowly, scanning the lot for people. A wreck. Teenagers. Someone with a remote device. I see movement near the far row of cars, close to the tree line. A shape detaches from the dark and steps into the weak reach of the parking lights. A person. They stand with their heads slightly down, hands at their sides, still as a scarecrow. I cannot make out their face. I call out, my voice thin. Hello? The figure does not move. The alarms keep cycling, perfectly timed, as if they are counting down. I take a step toward the figure. The gravel crunches. The sound seems to make the figure lift its head. And then I hear my own voice answer. Over here. It comes from somewhere behind me, close to my right ear. I whirl around so fast I nearly lose my balance. There is nobody there. Only my car and the church wall and the dark. My heart hammers. My throat tightens. The voice speaks again, using my exact tone, my exact tired cadence, even the slight rasp I get when I have been talking too long. You forgot your phone. Come back. The words are mine. The rhythm is mine. The small hesitation before the last word is mine. I back up until my shoulder blades touch the cold siding of the church. My eyes flick to the figure by the trees. It has not moved. The alarms keep looping. The pattern does not drift. It does not vary. It feels like a machine running a program. My own voice speaks again, now from the direction of the fellowship hall door. Try the back. It is open. I stare at the door. It is closed. It has a push bar. I know it is locked. My fingers curl around my keys, so hard the metal bites my palm. This is not possible, I think. Someone is messing with me. Someone recorded me, but I have not said those words out loud. A gust of wind moves across the lot. It carries the smell of damp soil and something faintly chemical, like fresh ink. I force myself to move, not toward the voice, not toward the figure, toward my car. Each step feels like a decision I will not be able to undo. As I cross the lot, the alarms adjust, not in pattern now but in volume. They swell when I move faster. They dip when I slow, like they are reacting. When I reach my car, my hand shakes so badly I fumble the handle twice. The voice is close again, near my left shoulder. It is fine. That in, I jerk my head, trying to see someone in the gap between cars. Neither. The driver door door opens. The interior light floods my face with a soft yellow. The smell inside is familiar, faint coffee and old paper. On the passenger seat sits a receipt. I do not remember putting it there. It is from the gas station down the highway, the one with the single pump that always clicks off too early. The date printed at the top is last month. The paper looks brand new. The ink is solid black, sharp edge. No fading, no smudging. I pick it up. The paper is warm, like it has been held. My eyes flick across the items. Unleaded, a bottle of water, a pack of gum. Total amount. My card number masked with asterisks. At the bottom is a line I have never seen on any receipt. Voice match confirmed. My throat closes. I drop the receipt onto my lap like it burns. In the distance, the figure by the trees takes its first step. It moves toward the lot in a slow, even walk, like it is following a rule. The alarms change again. They settle into the original pattern, strict and perfect, each one firing in the same order. The sequence feels like it is measuring the figure's approach. I slam the door and lock it. The locks click loudly. The voice speaks from the back seat. Do not lock me out. I freeze. Every hair on my arms lifts. I do not turn around. I cannot. The interior mirror shows the back seat, dim and empty. The headrests, the dark fabric, my jacket draped over the middle. No person, but the voice is inside the car, right behind my head. It laughs softly in my own breathy way, the one I hate hearing on recordings. You always do that. You always lock first. I squeeze my eyes shut for a second, forcing myself to think. This is a panic attack. This is exhaustion. I have been here too long. I open my eyes and start the engine. The car hesitates, then turns over. The headlights wash across the parking lot. In the beams, the figure is closer now. I can see its outline more clearly. It is shaped like a person, but something about the posture is off. The head angle, the way the arms hang too straight, like someone has learned how to wear a body. My foot hovers over the gas. The voice behind me speaks again, calm and practical. Look at the receipt. I do not want to. I glance down anyway. The ink has not changed. The paper looks untouched, but the bottom line is different. Voice match active. My lungs seize. I lift the receipt closer to the dash light. The letters are crisp, like they were printed seconds ago. The alarms outside stop. All of them. Mid-cycle. No fading. Just instant silence. The absence of sound is so complete I can hear my own pulse in my ears. Then from somewhere near the church doors, I hear my voice calling out. "Oh, I am locked out." It is me pleading urgent, the exact pitch my voice hits when I am embarrassed and trying not to sound scared. The words spill into the lot like bait. I stare forward. My headlights point toward the figure near the center aisle of cars. It has stopped walking. My voice calls again from the church. "Please, I do not have my keys. I know my keys are in my hand. I know I am sitting in my car." I grip the steering wheel. The leather squeaks. The voice behind me whispers, "That is not where you are." I jerk my head toward the back seat again. "Amsday," but the whisper is so close it fogs the inside of my ear. The church lot light flickers. For a split second, the world seems to stutter like a video buffering. In that fraction of time, the parking lot is not full of cars. It is full of the same car. My car, repeated, parked in every space, every angle, each one identical down to the dent on the rear bumper and the faded sticker on the trunk. Then the light steadies and everything snaps back to normal vehicles. I sit rigid, staring through the windshield, afraid to blink. The receipt on my lap feels heavier than paper. I can feel its warmth bleeding into my jeans. I force my fingers to move. I turn the steering wheel slightly, preparing to back out. The figure in the headlights lifts its arm. It points at my car. My voice calls from the church again, louder now, closer. I am right here. Open the door. My hands fly to the locks without thinking. The moment my thumb touches the unlock button, I stop. Because the voice is wrong. Not in sound, not in tone. It is perfect there, but the timing is wrong. The breath between words is wrong. It is like a song sung with every note correct and still somehow not the song. My thumb hovers. In the rearview mirror, something shifts. The empty back seat is not empty anymore. A shape sits there, low and hunched, as if it has always been there and my eyes simply refuse to register it. No face in the dim, just the suggestion of shoulders and a head. It leans forward slightly. My voice comes from it, perfectly mine, intimate and warm. "You made a small mistake." Its hand rises into view, pale against the darkness, and it holds a second receipt. This one is longer. The paper edge is jagged, like it was torn in a hurry. The ink is fresh and black. It reads like a transaction, but the items are wrong. One voice, one door, one return. Total do you. My stomach rolls. My vision narrows. Outside, the figure by the trees begins walking again, steady, rule-bound, coming straight down the lane between cars. The alarms all trigger at once, not in pattern now, all of them, screaming in a single wall of sound that makes my teeth vibrate. The shape in my back seat speaks over the noise without raising its voice. "Undo it." I feel my thumb press down. The locks click, and from directly behind my driver door my voice says, clear as if the window is open, "Thank you." My hand goes to the door handle before my brain can stop it. The receipt on my lap does not flutter. It does not react to the vibration of the alarms. The ink does not blur. It is permanent, as if it is not ink at all, but a stain. I pull the handle. The door cracks open. Cold air rushes in, carrying damp earth and that same smell of fresh ink. A hand slides into the gap from outside, fingers long and familiar, like my own. My own voice fills the car, inside and outside at the same time. "You should not have come back." The door starts to open wider, and the alarms cut off mid-scream. In the sudden silence, the receipt on my lap prints a new line by itself, letters appearing one by one. Voice match complete. My headlights flicker, and for a moment I see my car again in every space. Everyone with its driver door open, everyone with someone sitting inside who looks exactly like me, all turning their heads in unison toward my lane. Then the light steadies. The hand outside tightens on the door, pulling. The sheep in my back seat leans closer, and I finally feel its breath on the back of my neck as it speaks my name in my own voice. I do not know which one of us answers, but I hear it anyway. Yes, and the church doors, locked a moment ago, begin to swing open on their own, as if something inside has been waiting for the sound of my voice to come home.